0. Get console bottom. So I'm not sure how much I want to genericize this yet. Let's think about that. So I would have to tell it I would maybe have to yeah, so all this stuff down here, maybe I regret making this a file so far. So all this stuff is just would have to get abstracted if we don't want to talk directly to the console yet. But let's do it. You know what? That's, you know, it's Super Sunday here. Okay, let's just make a bunch of variables. So we're going to have view y0, view y1, and we'll make all these float or see. I want to make them int. Whatever. We'll see if I regret that. All right. So back buffer height is actually view yeah. So this is just going to be this. Float view y0. Console. This is what happens when you want to abstract things. So this is fine because we probably want to use the scroll bar in the editor and stuff. But if you didn't actually have to abstract things this way, look at how I'm doing a bunch of more work, right? Scroll bar dot view y0 equals console bottom scroll bar dot view y1 equals okay, report font. So scroll bar dot line spacing equals font dot character height, view line spacing int view and I want to copy my font Y spacing advisory over to here. And then we don't have bottom report font. I don't need font anymore. Bottom line index, oh, I do need oh, back over here. This is report font. Report font. Okay, so now view bottom line index. Let's just call it bottom line index. Whatever. Scroll bar dot bottom line index equals bottom line index. Okay. Scroll bar margin. Yeah. Scroll bar dot margin equals scroll bar margin. clamp bottom line index. Okay, now that we've copied all this stuff over, we actually, after we draw the scroll bar, abstraction adds lines of code. Whoops, not double equals. Hey, maybe it actually still works. I don't know. Yep, okay, we're tracking. Assertion failed. Doesn't totally work. Let's see what we did wrong. What did we do wrong? I scrolled past the bottom. -3 isn't clamp bottom line index. I don't understand. This is in file scope. Assert bottom line index is greater than or equal to 0. That had best be true. See, all this, like for 15 minutes now, I haven't done anything new. I'm just putting scroll bar in its own. Okay. Now, this is disturbing me because clamp bottom line. What? We have a compiler bug. That's. Anyway. So the problem is, okay, we need to have this on scroll bar actually as well. It's got its own separate but it doesn't use history, it uses num lines. Num lines, okay, clamp, okay. My clamp bottom line index. Bottom line. Because the problem is, we have to clamp our bottom, I guess the, so the problem was we weren't clamping on the scroll bar and the console was clamping, but then the scroll bar was using the scroll bar's bottom line index value, which then, yeah, so now we're okay. I could have also copied it back over, but then that's not that abstracted because you rely on your client to like do special stuff. So there we go. I hope that was worth it. Scroll bar now in its own file. And I guess that's understating it. It's not only that the scroll bar is now in its own file, but other people could use it as well. Okay. Stream has been reset. Now we're not going to do explosions on the scroll bar for a while. We are still making the scroll bar be good. So, We want to do that just in case we get an event before we ever draw, because we're going to use our idea of the scroll bar size. So we're going to say top line index. Okay. So in track mouse, we want to say if top line index is equal to -1, fallback default thing, else do something else, and then clamp the bottom line index. So what we do is we say middle index, and then line stride is top line index minus bottom line index. Bottom line index equals middle index minus line stride divided by 2. Mismatch integer versus float. Great. Whoops. Middle index, and I didn't do the colon. Sometimes you gotta do the colon. All right, so, hey look, we're putting the middle of the bar where we are. Middle of the bar goes where we are. Middle of the bar goes where we are. I'm actually kind of fine with that for now, honestly. Like, I don't think I need the Windows behavior. Like, this feels good to me. This feels like a functional scroll bar. What do people think? Is there any other scroll bar must have? Or is this good? What do people think? Middle of the bar goes where we are. So we can do further scroll bar stuff, or we can do selection and copying. Or we can do better word wrap, or you can watch me agonize through trying to figure out what all these crashes are. Does the scroll bar resize based on how much stuff there is? Yes. So as I add, well, the bar is slowly getting smaller. It might be hard to see because we have so much stuff, but yes, it's getting recomputed every frame. We're not doing explosions today. Someday we will do explosion day, and that'll be a full day stream of just adding juiciness to the console. It's not today. It may be tomorrow or in a couple of days, but it's not today. So one person says selection, name guy 101. Did the football game start or something? Like the number of people in the channel dropped massively. Oh, that must have been the stream reset. Does it only work, does it work if you click inside the bar to move the bar to that position? Well, I mean, it always seeks the middle to it, right? It always seeks the middle. If I wanted to do a super awesome scroll bar, I don't know if this is worth it for a console, but you could imagine that I actually sort of draw the text in the scroll bar so that you can see the patterns of text. That would be kind of fun. That would sort of break the abstraction of the scroll bar a little bit. I mean, I guess I could just make that be a mechanism, but yeah. A must-have auto jump to the bottom. I don't know if I like auto jump to the bottom. Although I guess it's confusing if you don't. Yeah, you know, it's easy enough to navigate. Let's do it. Auto jump to the bottom. That's very easy. Entered bottom line index equals 0. So we scroll way up and we say, where's my car, dude? And we jump to the bottom. The scroll area where the scroll bar isn't I don't want to do the point offset thing. I don't know if I need it, and you know, I don't. This is snappier than Windows anyway. Like I don't know if I want to grab and move a physical scroll bar by an offset. Maybe we'll do that later. Maybe that'll be part of scroll bar juiciness day. You know what? I do have to grab the mouse though somehow because this is annoying as hell. This sucks. Okay, so I am going to have to do set capture or whatever. But really I want that for like anything because otherwise, you know, if I do this and I go out the window and let go, it's still following. Windows sucks. Can I scroll with the mouse wheel? Yes, we did that earlier in the stream. What is this game about? It's about pushing boxes. Yeah, okay, that's what you were asking. Yeah, we can jump instantaneously to anywhere in the input. Yeah, you don't have to click on the bar to move it, right? Is what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm gonna heat up some tea, and so what I would like is other suggestions on how to do this not missing the mouse. Like I could call set capture on any mouse click. But that seems kind of crappy. But we could do it. Like you almost want that built into the input system, right? So that everyone gets that benefit, but I don't know. If there are alternate suggestions, we could also confine the cursor to the window, but if you're in windowed mode, I don't really like that. I don't really like it. Windowed mode. Is page up, page down implemented? No, I don't really use those. We could do that. We could do that. It just seems a little bit boring compared to other stuff. Like, that's pretty easy, whereas doing text select is a lot more work and might be more interesting, but I don't know. It depends. I am doing what the public demands. So, I mean, as long as it's on topic. Listening for WM Activate app. Right, but I don't want to have to make all my stuff have to listen for that event all the time. It's stupid. You know, it's like a very high maintenance thing. And I don't mean it's stupid like your suggestion of how to handle it is stupid. I mean more like it's stupid API design on Microsoft's part. But the whole Windows event thing is just a giant disaster. So, yeah. I asked a couple of days ago about Scala. It is not similar with this language. Why do you think that functional programming is not the future? It would be great if you can compare. Well, that would be a very long rant. A short answer is just, A, I don't like garbage collected languages for things that I do, and those are all garbage collected languages. B is that I don't think functional programming actually provides the benefits that it says it does. I think aspects of functional programming are good ideas and can be used. So for example, the idea that you should minimize side effects where possible and use pure functions where possible because it makes your program more robust and easier to understand, I think that's true. The problem is they then go say, therefore our entire language should be only that, or should be majority that even. And the problem is that real problems in the real world require state manipulations, and computers are state manipulation machines. That's what they are. And so if you try to hide that or deny that, you actually end up with systems that are slow and convoluted and hard to understand. And that's what I think functional programming languages produce, is programs that are slow and convoluted and hard to understand. Now that said, plenty of people make slow and convoluted and hard to understand programs in imperative languages too. So it's not like it's a guarantee, but I think functional languages kind of need a reality pill. They need to take a reality pill. Linux, Windows, and Mac are all window-managed OSs. Why do they all make window management so hard? I think it's just because they're all following ideas that went way, way back, right? Like the idea in Windows of how to do events and stuff goes back to like the early 90s or the late 80s, right? And they haven't changed it because why would you break everybody's code? So, and I mean, they're sort of, I guess, changing it now with the whole UWP thing, but that's terrible. I'm not going to switch off the desktop API to go to that if I don't have to. The only way they will ever do that is if they stop supporting everything else, and then maybe I'll abandon Windows. Who knows? Does LLVM make it easy to port the compiler to PS4, or would you have to do special work for that? Well, I don't think it matters. We haven't done it yet. We haven't done PS4. The hard part with doing PS4, or the most labor-intensive part, is probably just making the equivalent of header files for the whole API, which LLVM doesn't help us with at all, right? In terms of creating the executable, PS4 is an x64 CPU, just like this desktop that I'm running on. So we should be able to use our own x64 backend for that. LLVM will help us emit faster code on the PS4, just like it does on the PC, but I don't think it actually helps us integrate with that platform in any way, really. But I don't know. It might, because the PS4 tool chain, I don't know if this is NDA, but it has some things that are LLVM based in it. So maybe it interoperates more easily, I don't know. We haven't done it, but I don't have a reason to believe that it matters one way or another, really. Someone is saying Haskell is useless. I haven't watched that video. I'll watch it later, but okay, that's the other thing that functional languages try to provide is safety, right? And it's a good point, and it's true, actually. Garbage collection, for example, gives you memory safety. Well, garbage collection plus not giving you operators like pointer math and whatever, and unchecked array accesses, right? If you don't have pointer math or unchecked array accesses, then you can provide memory safety to the program, and that's true, and that's useful. That's like a good thing for a certain class of programs. The problem in games is that the cost of memory safety is way, 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 way too high in terms of performance, and in terms of friction, and in terms of like doing what we need to do. So I don't consider memory safety to be a very high priority. In fact, we need to do unsafe stuff out the ass all the time. And those are also the most complicated parts of our program. So the idea like, well, use the safe language for the parts of your program that don't need it, and then unsafe for the other parts. It's like, well, the complicated parts that we need the most help with are actually also the unsafe parts. So it doesn't help that much, I don't think. But it's true that functional languages generally provide memory safety, and that's a useful feature. I don't think that's useless. It's just not something that I am interested in for what I build games with. Do I think we will see a new well-designed operating system anytime soon? Probably not, because that's really hard. It's a lot of work. It's more work than making programming languages, for sure. And you don't see that many well-designed programming languages. So operating system, good luck. Although I would like to do one someday. I totally would do one. I have ideas. It's just, man, it would have to be a while from now, because I want to finish this language. I want to do game design for a few years at least. And then maybe I'd tool around with an OS in the background, and maybe I'd get help from some friends. And we'd probably have one very exact hardware. Like it would probably only run on an exact model of a laptop or something. But yeah, it would be fun sometime. Am I watching the Super Bowl? No, I am not. Okay, let's do set capture here and see what happens. So here's just where we're dumping all our Windows stuff right now, and I'm just going to stick it in here. Like, who cares? Set capture returns an hwind. And it's in user 32, user 32. Okay, that compiled. So we have set capture. And And you know what? When we init console, like, is there any reason why I shouldn't just say set capture the age range? If OS Windows. Okay, wait. Init console. Do I actually open the window first? Yeah, I guess so, right? Yeah, I must. All right. So we're calling set capture. It didn't do it. It didn't do it. I didn't get the release event. Wait. Sets the mouse capture to the specified window belonging to the current thread. Set capture, captures mouse input. I don't know. It didn't seem to do anything. It didn't seem to do anything. Anyone else have any ideas? Does set capture return an error code if it fails? Wait, what does it return? That had previously captured the mouse. All right. So it doesn't seem to give me a failure status. Do it in the window callback? You mean for when I press the mouse button, you mean? All right. We could do that. I think. If message is equal to WML button down, else, is it release capture? Release capture, which I didn't do. So what's the signature of release capture? Bool. All right, that's easy. Release capture. Nothing to bool foreign user 32. All right. So now I don't know if I know here what the window is. Oh, I get it. So it passes it in. Oops. Hey, it worked. Well, I suppose that should be configurable later, like maybe you don't want to capture the mouse, but it's better than nothing. All right. Whoops. Okay. So we have mouse capture. Next, our options are copying text and then pasting it out into other things. Okay, selecting text graphically can be a different thing. We could just say Control-C to like copy your current input line. It's just a test of Control-C. Let's do that. Let's do that. Because that is orthogonal and that should be short. So if we go into text input. So if it's Control C, we want to say tech or S is hello sailor, OS clipboard set text S, right? Okay, so I'm in the thing, I'm typing stuff, I'm hitting Control C. I'm going to go into Emacs and yank. Hello sailor. Hey. So that's good. So now I can just make that text be text, right? This is a test of copy and paste, period, Control C. Let's go over here. This is a test of copy and paste. Great. That was fast. At some point, you are just creating Emacs as a console. Yes, but unlike Emacs, mine knows about rendering in the year 1995 or later. Have I taken a touch typing course? I took one in the 7th grade, so I would have been like 11 or 12 years old. And that was on mechanical typewriters, all right, with the little arms that go ching, 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 and then get stuck when you type too fast. So that might have encouraged me to type slower than I should. You vote for selection. Okay, we have one vote for selection. The options are selection, ensure floating point numbers aren't empty in parsing the tweak file, better word wrap, or watch me agonizingly fix crashes. Because all this other stuff has been done. Rewriting the input system is probably off the table for today unless we get so much else done. Game design focus streams, probably not. Agonize, fix crashes, word wrap. Word wrap, really? Selection. There's a lot of selections coming in. Yeah, selection's winning. Oh, or assert, right? Because we could. I'm going to put assert on the list for today. Let me turn on a light. It's getting dark because I'm in Seattle, far north. All right, let's do the selection. And the thing about this is, it's going to be kind of interesting because we need to select both in the text input line and in the console. Let's start in the console first. Because yeah, start in the console first. I would do compiler bugs, but I just did a couple days of compiler bugs, and I'm just a little bit, it's not what I want to do right now. Because one way I maintain motivation is by just changing it up and just doing what I want to do, rather than, other things. Hey, look, we're almost up to 40,000 lines. That's kind of cool. 33,984. We might break 40,000 lines tonight. In fact, I would say it's likely. I would say it's likely. A lot of people are saying word wrap, and that might be fast. We need to go back to Dude, Where's My Car for the word wrap. Actually, let's pick something with a lot of long words. That's not that long. Of course, because it's a poem. We could go back to Paradise Lost. We could go to something with a nice large distribution of word sizes. Something German. That's also short. But when we paste, we get rid of new lines. But let's go for something with why? Let's go back to Paradise Lost. Why not? Well, yeah, short lines. We need prose. We don't need a poem. We need prose. We need prose that is out of copyright, so it'll be on the internet. Project Gutenberg. Shot with crimson. I don't know what any of these are. Oh, Moby Dick's not a bad idea. Ted Chiang's Exhalation is not a bad idea. That's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that? That is excellent. All right. Whoops. That's got some UTF-8 in it as well, which is going to be interesting because who knows what we're going to draw, but yeah, we've got some character that we don't know what it is. Okay, look. Oh, we're not wrapping correctly. That's weird. I thought we were. Okay, oh, I only explicitly tested down here. This up here. Okay, we got to fix that before we even talk about wrapping at spaces. So, how do we do this? Add single. So console width is x1 minus x0. We So we just do this because why not? We get this. And then we say wait a minute. Yeah. So x1 is minus get from scroll bar I with approximately. Oops. Let's say there, and this has to return int. All right. Okay, that's fine. I hope that your expedition was more than a search for other universes to use as reservoirs. Okay, so this should be pretty easy. In fact, we have something to help with this. We have this find character from right. Okay. So if we're breaking a line, so we get subtext, and now we say modify subtext to wrap at spaces. So new subtext is find character from right, subtext, comma, character for space, if new subtext, equals new subtext. Find character, it's character actor. That didn't work. Oh dear, why? Oh dear. I'm not sure what I did wrong. Let me see. If new subtext Whoa, why are we getting such short things? That's crappy, first of all. Old. Substring from, oh, this is not what I wanted. Okay. I'm forgetting how to use my own routines because I'm not used to it because I only use them on rare occasions. So this actually is from literally the string on the right. If from right, we say subtext.count Really? What did I do? What did I do? This should be easy. This is me getting tired. I may need to take a break. I've been streaming for a long time. I really need to work on assert. Oh, assert found. Oh. Dude, I put this in the wrong place. This is absurd. I should put this here because I'm stupid. Okay, that is much better. Okay, we're off by one character. We're off by one character. Find character from right. Blah, blah, blah. All right, something like that. I don't know. Hey, look, it's quality word wrap. I could have done that in 2 minutes, but I made a stupid mistake of not reading the code that I was editing. And then if I post this paragraph into the thing, it'll go in, and that wraps as well. Boy, I sure am getting a lot of quotes added lately. That's the problem with streaming, is because I say stuff and then people add it to the quotes. All right, so that's good. Now let's get rid of these. We have to test this, of course, with the classic, giant blob of text with no spaces, because that has to work. Yeah. So at some point, if we can't find a space, we just give up and chop it. Console converted a long dash into a V. It probably doesn't have the glyph for the long dash, is what's happening. Right. We're probably not UTF-8 clean to begin with. We're probably treating each character as one byte. That is another thing we could do. At some point. But come on, that just lets European people use your code, and who cares about that? Exhalation is a really good story. I recommend reading it sometime. I guess this stream is now officially infringing copyright, except I guess it's published free on the web. I don't know. Oh, that bug, man. Oh wait, I didn't recompile since the subtext thing. With multiple return values, how does one access these values individually? I don't know what you're asking. I do feel like it's time for me to take a break, because this stream has been going for a while. It's Exhalation by Ted Chiang. It's really good. Exhalation. It's on Lightspeed Magazine. Anyway, well, I'm going to take a break so that my brain doesn't totally die, and then we'll come back and We'll probably do the text selection. And once we do that, then maybe it'll be hunt down some of these bugs time. Because they may be compiler bugs, but they may not. All right. So I will be back probably in half an hour or less. I don't know. But we're just taking a little break. See you guys later.